broadcasting. Hooray. So, hello everybody, my name is Dennis Plays back with another stream, and today we are playing, I don't know, Doki Doki Literature Club. Sorry, I was looking down, I didn't, read the title, but yeah, we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Well, I'm neither of those, so let's. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a positive experience playing this game. I. s- I'm. Mm, I'm anxious a lot, but I feel like I'm gonna have a positive experience playing this game. Would you like to review detailed content warnings, which contain spoilers? Alternatively, in-game content warnings can be enabled in the settings menu at any time. No, I don't like spoilers. I said no. 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 Yes. No. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you have noted the game's age rating in your region, and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. Huh. I agree. Doki Doki Literature Club. Please enter your name. Yes. Hey. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This is some great music. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today. But it just kinda works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. I'm not good at speaking. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. Of course you did! Burn! But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. I was. You will be ignored. That's mean, Marilyn. How dare you, Sayori? Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. I feel like I chose a good name. Where's my Coke? There it is. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Recross the street together and make our way to school. I don't like school. Well, I do like school, but I don't think I would like this one. As we draw near the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Marilyn, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Eh, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years, because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Keep worrying, Sayori! Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! God! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever. It's over before I know it. After I've packed my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Demote her. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title, Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I'd sell my soul for a cupcake. Would you guys in chat sell your soul for a cupcake? I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. It's a pleasure meeting you too, girl one. Sayori always says nice things about you. Of course she does. Seriously? You brought a boy? Well, now my name doesn't make any sense. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Marilyn, what a nice surprise. Yeah, my name doesn't make sense. Welcome to the club. ... All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Mid. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. So sorry, Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She was also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. No, I didn't. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. Name still doesn't make sense! And it sounds like you already know Monica. Is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Marilyn. Hi, Monica! Monica smiles sweetly. Be patient. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. What? Come sit down, Marilyn. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. Name still doesn't make sense. I'll get the cupcakes. Yippee, cupcakes! I sold my soul for a cupcake! Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? Yay, tea! I'd sell my soul for a cup of tea! The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. We have a table! As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. I think I know who I want to sit next to, but I'm not sure. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where... My Lego set just exploded! Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Yay! Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh. White fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. so cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Just hurry and take one. How did you immediately get icing on your face? You just... Sayori! Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Stop glancing at me! Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Inception! Made them for you, or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe, but not for, you know, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. Yay, tea! She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us. Sorry, I can't read. Before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Can I have another cupcake? You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Monica, you're probably right. Thank you, Monica. Monica's pretty cool. That's not... Insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Still can't speak. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. I don't think this game is meant for me. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Oh no! Questions! Alright, we've got to think of an answer. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. We were practically dragged here! Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. Well, we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Bring Jurassic Park here and I will read it. I promise. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Hooray! Go Monica! Monica really is a great leader. I agree with you, Sayori. Yuri also nods in agreement. I agree with Yuri's agreement on what Sayori said about Monica. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best! You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with our level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Marilyn, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Oh no! I don't have a drink. I'll be right back, chat. I have returned to the literature club, and I now have a Dr. Pepper to drink. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. Why passionate about reading? She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Hey, that's what I do when I write! Everyone applaud me, I'm fitting all of Yuri's goals right now. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Hey, I love reading horror! She's literally me! I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I am a rock! Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. Hey, it's Monica! I like Monica. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. I agree with you sometimes, Natsuki. I'm like on the... I'm on the fence about horror. I either really hate horror, or I love horror. If you write it well, I will like it. But if it's just like not complex, and it's just like person jumps out of closet, gets stabbed, you're going to the void with other things like torture porn. I hate stuff like that. I absolutely hate Saw because it's just torture porn. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulder. I'm not cute! I think I'm Natsuki! God, these characters are so likable, I hope nothing bad happens! Natsuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. I too think that's impressive. Thank you, Marilyn. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Yay! Relatability! Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Hey, I do that! I do the truest form of writing! You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing expertise too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. ... I guess it's the same for Yuri. There's a lot of ellipses used in this. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. Sayori, I too want to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Time for a moment of silence. Just kidding. Okay. Hang on. I have returned to the literature club. Where did I put my... I lost my... Okay, I found my Dr. Pepper. I have an idea, everyone. Oh no, what's the idea? Ellipsis. I love ellipses. Natsuki... There was hair in my Dr. Pepper. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Ellipsis. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Marilyn? Yes, I agree. Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. They don't look all that dejected other than, Monika and Sayori, but Sayori always looks dejected. Where'd I... There. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Marilyn, you all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? You don't! Join the club, Marilyn! That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lighten up. Yes, I'm so happy! Woo! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Stop jumping up and down, you're gonna drag me to the floor! Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Everyone, welcome me to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. I agree. We end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. I will. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Marilyn, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. I'm going to write the best poem you've ever seen. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? That's not how we should think, Marilyn! I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Marilyn, since we're already here, do you wanna walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together in work because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? I will! Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I'm gonna write the best poem you've ever seen. Oh no! Cute. Nightgown. Just Monica? Is that I feel like that's a reference or something. If you're still in chat by the time I end the stream, tell me what it's a reference to. Calm. Let's go with swimsuit. I feel like I'm writing the worst poem ever. Infinite. Misery. Playground. Pink. I love pink. Pink sugar. Vitality. Unrequited. Memories. Extraordinary. Determination. Romance. Heaven sent. Skirt. I like skirts. Flying. Shopping. I love shopping. Parfait. Waterfall. Let's see what I came up with. Hi again, Marilyn. Hi, Monica! Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Marilyn. I always keep my promises. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Name still doesn't make sense. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Great face. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Marilyn always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. Name still doesn't make sense, but who cares? He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? Yes. I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Marilyn can become good friends too. Sayori. Ellipsis. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? What? Yeah, I got it right the first time. Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal, and it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. You never think, Sayori! I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Yay, I get a rescue situation! Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. A book! I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. What is it? And we could, discuss it, if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Gasp! Why would you say that, Marilyn? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Buried. I cannot speak! I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this. Bye! I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. I cannot speak! Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. What's in the closet? I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh. From within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. Marilyn's so nice. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes from across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? No. Sometimes manga's one of those things where you can't really admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. Oh, I'm gonna take that as an insult. I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull out the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it right out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I agree. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic, or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. She points to... Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Marilyn. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. I never judge a book by a cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hand. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. That's just Doki Doki Literature Club! What is this Inception? I guarantee that in this manga, they have a book like this, and it's just Inception of Inception of Inception of it just goes on and on. That is just Doki Doki Literature Club, except it's Parfait Girls. A name isn't gonna stop me from knowing it. It's exceedingly Mo. What's Mo mean? Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Would chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. You can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be... Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. So much reading. I'll read more. Not that I can't say it's a particularly bad thing. Is my character a simp? I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am. But nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. That's Doki Doki Literature Club! What is this? Typical slice-of-life affair. I kinda grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of a plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. a lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Oh, Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Humph. Good save. Ah, this chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in. I feel bad for anyone that's impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. Chat, hear me out. Wild guess, but I think this is... I think that Natsuki is lying. I think that Natsuki definitely got into baking because of this manga. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not! Even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Ah, sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up with them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? What if I was never into it? It makes me want to punch them in the face. Punch them in the face! Punch them! Punch them! I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. I'll be right back. I'm back. At least it's safe here in the club room. No, it's not. Except Monica was kinda a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Right? So... Ahaha. Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. Ahahaha. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki points her fingers at one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. I always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky, but it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Don't demand me! Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Gasp. Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. Hello. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but... Monica just said... Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't really plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course, it would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow. I only got partway through the volume so far. Only partway through? I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice. In exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face, or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish this? Alright then, I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? I did. I don't know about everyone else. Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiraled notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Come in! Uh, Time to show my poem to someone. Who do I want to show it to, though? Monica. Howdy! Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. What's my poem? Hi, Marilyn! Hi, Monica! Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities, or things we can do better, I'm always listening. No, you're not. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I won't. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm so much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? Yes. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Marilyn. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's not that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I handed Monica my poem. I like it, Marilyn. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, oof. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. There are lots of poems or stories out there that are no more than a few simple words. They can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. That would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sorta. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're Look up, Dad. Look up. Yes, I'm a dinosaur. Yum. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction, the sparkles, the spackle? The spackle protrudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a dew. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. I wonder what this poem's about. So, what do you think? It's very freeform. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. I put emphasis and timing on your poem, and it sounded amazing, Monica! When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Hey, I performed it aloud. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. What kind of epiphany? It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strong. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Alright, for the writers in chat, pay attention to this. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Actually, you can apply that to life. Never fixate on one thing that is impossible to get perfect, or else you'll never be fulfilled in life. So I think I summarized it pretty well. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. And that's exactly something that could happen in real life. If you keep in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. Which can be interpreted, like, if you're viewing this from not a writing standpoint and a life standpoint, you could attribute the big dark puddle of ink to depression, and the pen as you. This is some good advice here. This is some good advice, people. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thank you, Monica. Everyone say thank you, Monica. Thanks for listening. Yippee! Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki. Ellipsis. We're getting a ton of ellipses in this game. I love Dr. Pepper. Do you love Dr. Pepper, Natsuki? Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. Oh no, there's things that she doesn't like! Chat, we're cooked! First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Give me your opinion right now! Then what's the whole point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Ooh. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, huh, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Irk. And Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world when you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. Shut up, Natsuki! I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. Do we even know if she actually liked it or if she's being nice? Chat, we've got to decipher it. Was she being nice or did she genuinely like the poem I wrote? I wrote an absolutely atrocious poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Grr, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Why am I making Natsuki have such, like... Why am I making Natsuki seem so aggressive with the voice? Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. This is a pretty good poem. You see, things are all about interpretation. There's some great music in this game. Yeah! I threw it right into the trash can. Alright, time to continue. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I love it! No, Marilyn, you changed that like to a love right now, Marilyn. I loved it. I didn't like it. I loved it. Change it right now, Marilyn. Why am I yelling at my own character? Poor Natsuki, poor Marilyn. I'm just so aggressive to everybody. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Hey, I got it eventually. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But it isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves. Yes, you're so smart, Marilyn. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. All my homies love Natsuki. She's so cool. I hope nothing bad happens to any of the characters in this game. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. I agree, Natsuki. Seeing all these big YouTubers and then me just thrown right smack dab in the middle of it, it can be really disheartening. But the key is to never give up. If I were to have given up YouTube 6 months ago, I wouldn't have this amazing crowd of people that I am lucky enough to call my subscribers. And that means, despite others having better written poems, your poems can do great things. So, while ours may be more sophisticated... Why am I speaking to Natsuki like she can hear me? At least I'm bringing up good points. I do good on the debate team, but I don't want to stay after school to join the debate. So I decided to write about it. I love your poem, Natsuki! Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Wasn't it like eagles can fly, people can try? It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Why does she make that face? I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? How young are you? Yeah, I guess not. I just like to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who do Can I skip this? I don't want to show my poems to Sayori or Yuri. Fine, we'll show it to Sayori. ... So many ellipses. This is a good poem, Marilyn. Thank you, Sayori! Are you sure it's your first time? Yeah. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? No, I'm the kind of guy... I'm not even a guy! Look at my name! I still feel like I chose a horrible name for the character. I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. I really hope nothing bad happens to these characters. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the pub room. Oh, well, of course, I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Marilyn. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, are you? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. That's something that only really good people do. Yeah, I'm a really good people. Thanks, Sayori. Everyone applauds Sayori. I really hope nothing bad happens to Sayori. If any of these people die, I want Sayori to die last. I'm going to sub. I have a hot dog. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. I don't even know what the full picture of my motive is. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? Sayori, don't die. Understand? We all should survive to the very end. Why am I sitting on a receipt? Why am I sitting on a receipt? That will be my way of thanking you. Well, at least you're not thanking me in any other ways. I'm not a single man. Thank you, Sayori. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I too want breakfast, Sayori. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No! Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. No, you didn't! Lucky, I want eggs and toast. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright, one last person to show my poem to, Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, so sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing the poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face into her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which sketch itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under the Light. God. I'm gonna struggle reading this. That handwriting is a bit too fancy. Ghost Under the Light. The tendrils of my... I'm gonna stand up to read this. A ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I battled. I bathed. Calm breathing air of the present, living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I think I read that pretty well. Too fancy. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. No, it's too fancy. What? I wasn't thinking that at all, but it took you a long time to read. You don't insult how quick I took to read. It's not bad handwriting. It's just fancy. And I hate fancy handwriting because I can't understand it. Well, I just don't read script very often. Actually, I think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it, I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost theory? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Marilyn. Really? I must have totally missed the point. I feel like me and Yuri will have totally different points of the point. Like if I were to write a story titled Ghost Under the Light, I think that was the title of our poem, it would be about the ghost of my past self. The boy that failed and became a girl. Hello, Cherry! I feel like I'm getting a bit too descriptive with how I'd write a poem that Yuri wrote. I feel like I should just listen to what her point is rather than bringing my own point in. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Hey, I read that entire thing, and I even came up with a second, reason for it. Sorry, I blanked on the word. I still blanked on it. I just replaced it with something else. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. That's exactly what I was doing. I brought up my life experiences for the meaning of her poem. I am a good poet. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Like the ghost of somebody's past self before they decided to transition. Well, it wasn't a decision, it was more of a, feeling. I'm not good at explaining things. If you want to know about things like that, go find other trans content creators who actually explain it well. Lingering in our last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. I feel that. I wish I was still in the past. And soon to be left with nothing. I relate to this. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. Oh no, I've gotta try! I'm counting on you. No, you're not, Yuri. Don't count on me. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Oh no! I'm only a mediocre writer! Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. Hey, Monica! My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. Yes, you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked somebody who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Marilyn did too. I'm Marilyn, by the way. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Marilyn liked my poem too, you know. I think Marilyn liked everyone's poem. But then again, I feel like that's a part of being Marilyn, just liking everything. Sorry, chat, I'm fixing the Lego. There we go, it's fixed. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Marilyn appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was so full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who's... Am I meant to not giggle at that? Alright, chat, I'll try and read that without laughing. I gotta have the tone of what Natsuki is saying. I've gotta have the tone. If I can't do it at the tone, we'll just skip it. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Marilyn started showing up. There we go, I did it with the tone, without giggling. I shouldn't have even said giggling, because I started giggling right after that. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Marilyn, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. This is a pretty funny game. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Marilyn. Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Marilyn? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of it. So of course that's going to be Natsuki, Yuri, or help me say Yuri. Yuri. Natsuki. You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait, that's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. You wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki's felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you could just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point. Defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem and with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. Yuri has her own chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. Hey. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably... No, Yuri! How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well... Alright, I believe you. Thanks, Marilyn, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this group. No, or it's nothing. That one thing that Natsuki said about you, know, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Hey everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Marilyn, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems that were online. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job of impressing those I want to. Marilyn, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. No. Alright, chat, this is where I'm gonna end it, simply because I'm ready to end the stream. I will continue it later on.